TYR review. Back with another TYR review. Today, I'm reviewing the Sodor railway repair. This item is one of the most popular in collecting for Thomas Wayne Railway, even though it is not much use for making series or remakes, seeing as it's only appeared once in the Railway series and not only even a cameo on a mention, not even a speaking role. So this does let you have a lot of creative ability over it. Being made in the late 90s and early 2000s, Sodor railway repair is a yellow track maintenance vehicle. It goes around Sodor, fixing the rail line and putting down new ballast. This was sold as a 3-pack set with the ballast spreader here, the ballast kind of hopper things that you could swivel around. The first one doesn't swivel all the way up, but the other two do. And thirdly, a ballast car, which is probably just for the fresh ballast that they're dumping onto the tracks. So, this item was at the start of the plastic period, which learning curve started to introduce plastic more prominently in the models. It has actually quite a fair amount of screws for Thomas Wayne Railway thing. You don't see many screws on Thomas Wayne Railway things usually, but this item has quite a bit. There's 2 under the front there. There's 3 on this. Yeah, 3 on this to hold down the hoppers. So that's 4 screws on one item. It's peculiar, eh? And so, yeah. One thing I have noticed about this item, that it has 2 wheels, which is not uncommon for a Thomas Wayne Railway item. However, it is an extra long Thomas Wayne Railway item. It's not your standard Thomas, as you see here. It's actually much longer. It's more the size of Loco, which is the same size. I've done a little reviewing, and I found out that it's the only model this size to have 2 wheels, only 2, and only 1 axle plate here, as the others have at least 4, most of them, and 2 swivels. So that's just an interesting thing to note. Another thing I found is under the back hopper here, there's an enormous widow's peak. Most items, it's just a small little thing that you barely see most of the times. As you can see in this James here. It's just stuck in there, not sticking out too far. Some it's not sticking out at all. But in the railway repair, it's enormous. It's hanging out there. It's because it needs to be to attach the ballast hopper, as you can see there. So that's a fun thing to note. This ballast hopper is actually rare to find on eBay now. It's an easy thing to lose. I can see how it is. I would have lost it if I didn't buy it on eBay myself. Now, there are some negatives on this item. It's not the easiest to find online. And when you do, it causes a pretty penny. Another thing to note, you really don't actually use it often in your series. It's mainly just for being in the yard or making a cameo appearance or even the odd mention of track maintenance, such as they did in the Railway series. Other than the ballast hopper, which you could use on any ballast train. So that's just something I noted. Another thing I noted is, I'm going back to the bottom here of it, It's kind of looks like a boat sort of thing. When I first had it, it looked really awkward because it looked like, look up to here, and it looks like a boat if you don't see the wheels. So that's just another weird thing. I like it, but I don't love it. It is a nice eye catcher, and it's good to know that you have something rare, but it's not a must-have if you're a first collector. When I was just starting to recollect, it was one of the first things on my wish list. But I soon learned that it's actually not that much of a deal. So buy it if you want, but if you don't really need it, I don't suggest mailing it. Thanks for watching, and please do all the things you like to do, like likes and subscribes. Thanks.